Hi, okay. Here we are, class 2 of the basics of the eternal light. The first one just says basics, doesn't say class 1. But once you get another, then you got 2. Until then, it's all one. So let's just go to basics. Those who don't know, our soul has 5 levels, and throughout the Jewish year, develop from brand new those 5 levels of our soul as we read through the 5 books of Moses. So the 5 books of Moses correlate to the 5 levels of our soul. Now, what are the 5 levels of our soul? In Kabbalah, they're called, first highest level, it's called Yechida. Now, if you heard the first class, you're going to learn a lot. First level is called Yechida, because we talked in the first class about when does that begin in the Jewish year. Okay? But we'll go back into that too. But right now, let's just focus. First level, Yechida. Second level, Chaya. Yechida is like one with everything. There is no anything life, because life is already growing, moving, plurality. Yechida is just wow. It's only one. Nothing else is happening, right? No movement, I guess. No nothing. Beyond. What do we know? That's all we know. That means you're one with the one, with God. Pretty cool that Rabbi David Aaron taught me years ago that, in Gematria, the word one, echad, is Gematria 13, the same Gematria as love, ahava, which means that if you love someone, you feel one with them. So I realized that if you love the one, it's 26. 13 plus 13 is 26, which is the numerical value, Gematria of God's name, Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. So Chaya is life already beginning to come into this world. Beginning this world. Birthing into your Bina, into this world. Life into this world. Then you have, and Yechida correlates to beyond this world in the Yud of God's name, beyond this world. We should know some background information that our sages tell us in Gemara Menachot, Daf 26, I think, 3. B'yah Hashem Tzur Olamim, with the Yud and the Hey, God, not Tzur is a rock of the world, but say Tzura, with the Yud and the Hey of God's name, God forms worlds, with the Yud the beyond this world, with the Hey this world. This is important information to know. Okay, because in the Jewish year, there's the Yud time, and then after the first 3 months, we go into the Hey time, which is already this world, and it's a non-Jewish New Year at that time when the light is coming to this world, correlating to the book of Shemot. Now, the next level is Neshama. So again, Yechida, Chaya, Neshama. Neshama is also the letters Meshana. It's formless. That's why Neshama is also the Hebrew term for all levels of the soul. Because the Neshama has this pulling power, right? Moshe's name has the letters of Neshama in it, but without the Nun. The Nun is reaching all the way to this world. But Moshe is the part of the Neshama which is pulling from beyond and bringing us a vision, right? Moshe gave us the vision. He pulled a vision from the beyond, the vision of the land of Israel, right? And his name means to pull from Batya, the daughter of Paro, who pulled him out, called him Moshe, who is Moshech, like to pull. Moshech means to pull, like Mashiach, according to Rabbi Moshe Schloss, is going to try to pull out the Messiah in everybody. Yeah, I would like everyone to know how to be the Messiah. That's the whole goal, right? And Goel, which is the Hebrew term for Redeemer, if you spell Goel in English, it's G-O-A-L. The goal. Teach us the goal. Teach us how to do it. It means eating right, doing right, connecting heaven to earth, right? That's what it's about. So we're going to teach you how. Okay? And Messiah, Moshiach, supposed to Moshech, bring out the Messiah in everybody. Okay. So Batya called him Moshe. So Moshe is the vision, pulls down the vision. But the actual physical coming into the land of Israel was done by his main student, Yehoshua ben Nun. Yes, people, that's the Nun. To Mashlim, to complete the letters Neshama. Moshe has all the letters Neshama except for the Nun. And then all the way down into his physical to our Nefesh, into the land of Israel. Okay? You need Moshe and Yehoshua. So that's Neshama, formless. Then you have Ruach. Ruach is already coming down into this world, from beyond to this world. Ish Ruach bo Yehoshua ben Nun. Connecting all the way down to the physical. That's Ruach. Of course, we're going to, in this class, talk about the correlation of the 5 books of Moses to these 5 levels. The next level, reaching all the way down to our physical self, is Nefesh. And that is all the way, Nefesh is like Nun Pash. Pash means to reach in influx to this world. right? Shefa to this world. All the way to this world is nefesh. But how can we get our nefesh to line up to our higher self? That's what it's going to be all about. My Rebbe from Mount Zion, Reb Mordechai Goldstein, told me once, Ben Sion, he said, Ben Sion Yahu, if we can do tikkun nefesh, we'll bring Mashiach. Tikkun nefesh means fixing our physical self down here to be in tune, in line with the highest light, that we can be a vessel for that light. You know, I speak about health too. The Rambam teaches that as he begins the fourth parak of his book of Deah, which is about health, we can't know nothing about God unless we're healthy. So to fix our nefesh is also about eating healthy. Okay, let's correlate now. Let's teach the correlation between the 5 books of Moses and the 5 levels of our soul. So the 5 books of Moses begin with Bereshit, correlates to Yechida. Well, let's see, is there a hint? Do we know that's true? Right? Well, in Bereshit, God says to Abraham at the Akedat Yitzhak, the sacrifice of Isaac, God calls Isaac your Yechida. Take your Yechida, the one you love. Right? That's the hint that Bereshit correlates to Yechida. Shemot correlates to Chaya. Where's the hint? Right? So the midwives in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, Paro's upset that the Israeli women are giving birth, and why didn't you stop them? Well, they said, well, they're like Chaya. They're Chayot. They're giving birth, right? That's what Chaya is, as we mentioned, is giving birth into this world. Neshama, Sefer Vayikra, formless, no form whatsoever. Neshama is Mishnaneh. We're reading Vayikra during a time of year after Purim, Pesach, where we're out of Mitzrayim, which is the letters Mitzrayim. There's no form. It's a time when we can become something that we need to become in order for the Yechid and Chaya, the first 2 books that we went through, and the growth that we've gone through during the time that we read Bereshit and Shemot, to internalize within us. We have to change our lower self, and we're able to change. And that's why the end of the Megillat Esther, during that time, read Vayikra, as we're going into Vayikra, or a leap year during Vayikra, as we're reaching to Vayikra. Mordechai is the Mishnah LaMelech Achashveros. Mishnah to Melech Achashveros. Melech Achashveros is a physical guy here. Achashveros' letters Rosh Chush. Mordechai is the Neshama, the inside. Achashveros takes his Tabat, toe, his Teva toe, Tet, Vav, Ayin, Teva, toe. Gives it to Mordechai, right? Takes it from Haman, gives it to Mordechai. Who's running the show? Rosh Chush, right? Achashveros, letters Rosh Chush, the head of your Chushim, your sensory perceptions, the physical guy here. So Neshama can change, the part of you that can change to be a vessel for your higher self. Okay? And then it comes down, after it's changing, to Ruach, which correlates to the Vav of God's name. Now, Ruach correlates to this book of Bamidbar. We're going to talk about how the 5 books of Moses correlate to the 4 letters of God's name too. This is also very important to understand the returning light. So Bamidbar correlates to Ruach. Where's the hint? Well, Eldan and Medad, right? They had the Ruach of God upon them, Ruach HaKodesh, and the Ruach was in the camp. And Yeshua ben Nun, in the same book Bamidbar, he's referred to as Ish Ruach Bo. Yeah, when God tells Moses, Moses is wondering, wow, what do I do? Who's going to lead this nation? I need a leader from them. When, he knows he's going to leave the world, right? So Ish Ruach Bo, God says, that's Yeshua ben Nun, the guy who has Ruach in him. So Bamidbar correlates to Ruach. Devarim, all through Devarim we see the word Nefesh. Feed your Nefesh, go to Jerusalem. Shmirat Nafshecha Ma'od. Devarim, the last Sefer correlates to our Nefesh. We get to Sefer Devarim. Ay, ay, ay. Where's our Nefesh? Where's the base of Mikdash? Where's the Holy Temple? Okay? What's happening in actual reality when we get to the physical reality, Nefesh? It's going to happen this year, God willing, soon. Real soon. It's happening all the time. When I say this year, it means that as we're reaching Rosh Hashanah, we're going to bring a new conception, new light. Yair means to shine light, if you listen to my earlier class. Okay, now we must know that the Vilna Gaon correlates 4 of the 5 books of Moses to God's 4-letter name that we use, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud and a Hey and a Vav and a Hey. We don't pronounce it because when God said to Moses, this is my name, because Moses said, who do I say sent me? God says, Yud Kei Vav Kei, right? Shem Havaya. We don't pronounce it. We say Adonai, means master. We don't pronounce it because God said, this is my name forever, using the Hebrew word in the Torah, Le'olam. Le'olam is spelled in the Torah by there in Shemos without a vav, spelling also the word la'alem, hidden. Our rabbis learned that God's name must be hidden. We don't say it. We can say hallelujah. We can relate to the Yud-K of God. But the Vav-K is how the light comes into this world and we're partners with God. That's too mind-blowing to mention. We are part of God. Modim, we acknowledge Anachnu Lach, right? Okay, we'll go into that another class. It's too mind-blowing. We don't say it. We don't say it, okay? And what if your Vav-K is not lined up to your Yud-K? Maybe you're going to explode. We don't say God's name. We just can say Hallelujah, right? The Rastafarians, someone looked it up in Webster's. Like when I type hallelujah, it says, no, you typed it wrong. It's Jah. Jah? Okay. That's what Webster says. Don't make a religion out of Webster's. Okay. Now, the Vilna Gaon tells us that Sefer Bereshit, the book of Bereshit, correlates to the Yud of God's name. Sefer Shemot, the Hey of God's name, the Hey of Bina. Remember we mentioned that the Hey correlates to this world. So when we get to Shemot, we're going into this world. The borders of this world, Mitzrayim. And the Yud is the beyond. Avram, Yitzhak, Yaakov creating a new beyond. And our Rosh Hashanah begins as we're going to go into the beyond. Right? We're connected to the beyond, and the light comes down. As we're going into Shemos, it's New Year's, new Yair, new light. We're coming into this world. The non-Jewish world can say, yes, the light's reaching to this world. We feel it too. Happy New Year, new blessings coming to the world. Who brought the blessings to the world? Well, everything comes from the Jewish people. Then anti-Semitism coin has two sides. One, who knows what comes into the world is all from the Jewish people, but all the blessings come to the world to the Jewish people if we do what's right. So let's get it together, people, and take responsibility. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. Well, we do carry the world upon our shoulders. Beatles, Paul, yeah. I find myself in times of trouble. Eminem, right? Well, we don't believe in that. We deal with things and we're not. We do take a sad songs like our Nigunim are. Yeah, hey Jude. Well, but you know what? We believe in a different God that created the heavens and earth, right? We don't believe in the God you believe in that's down here. We believe in beyond the heavens and earth. You know, God, Oseh Shemai Hor. So we're very different. So don't try to. Okay, that was just a side commercial there about Hey Jude. Anyway, na. You know, they're in Liverpool. They heard a lot of Nigunim. A lot of Jews, Hasidim were there. Yeah, they got influenced by us, you know. I came to Israel because my last class in Evergreen Psychology was America's music. They wanted to trace where does music comes from. America's music, they went Beatles, Bob Dylan, Earl Guthrie, Union songs, Black Gospel, yeah. The blacks got soul and so did Jews. Black Gospel. The church, the temple in Jerusalem. I said, oh, bye, see you. I was 21. Came to the source and found Reb Shlomo Korbach, the real source, because we're going to sing his songs in the temple. Reb Moshe Feinstein yelled at Reb Shlomo. Reb Moshe Feinstein yelled at him and said, hey, you think you wrote those songs? Shlomo, you think you wrote them? No, they come from the Holy Temple. That's what we're going to do here. Here we are at the Holy Temple. Kotel right now, I guess you realize that. Here we are at the Holy Kotel. So the Vilna Gaon says that the book of Shemos correlates to the Hey, the Bina, that's going into this world, the borders of this world, Mitzrayim. Vayikra has no letter. Well, that's mysterious. Vayikra has no letter? What's that all about? Well, letter, again, the Ikar, main part of a letter is the borders. You know, how do they sell letters? How do they have like people come and write a little bit of the letter? I saw a surfer doing that, and people were coming. I knew a goy came and did that. I called up, I started making noise, I found out the truth. The borders are written already. They just fill it in. So the borders, the Meitzorim is the main part of the letter. So when we're reading Vayikra, we're not in any borders. We're out of Mitzrayim during that time of year. It's after Pesach, after Purim. Okay, can you understand that? So Vayikra has no letter. It's a time of Neshama. Again, we're beyond. We can change. We mentioned Vayikra correlates to Neshama. Bamidbar correlates, then we go to the Vav. After Sfirot HaOmer, we're coming into the Vav. So Yud-K, Vayikra, no letter. Now we're coming after Sfirot HaOmer, during the time of no form, coming into form. Bamidbar, the Vav. The Vav comes down. Chetzi Bamidbar is Aharon's staff blossoming. How do you know what you do down here in this world, the lower half? What part of you blossoms? We're going to go into that more specifically during the year, God willing. See what happens in this world. We can finish all this and continue. It's the highest. It's the way our neshama is redeveloped every year. It's so important for the world to know that the blessings come into the world through the Jewish people from Rosh Hashanah to New Year's and onwards. It's up to us, people. It's big responsibility. Doesn't mean it means we're worse. I mean, if we're not doing our purpose, that's not so good. Let's get it together, people. It starts with you. Starts with me. Starts with us. Starts with me. Yeah. Got to love yourself. Before you can love anyone else, you got to fix yourself first. Oh, you know that. Jewish people, it's up to us. All the problems are from us, and the flip side of that anti-Semitic coin is all the blessings come from us to the world. Here we are. Okay. Then the Hay of Malchut, of course, Kol Yetzer Nefesh, is Sefer Devarim, according to Vilna Gaon. Now, I learned that from an Art Scroll book. I had to quote my sources. An Art Scroll quoted the Vilna Gaon's book, Aderes Eliyahu. His name was also Eliyahu. My name is Rabbi Ben Sion Eliyahu. I was Elia, the Rebbe from Har Zion, who's a root neshama, who's of Jacob, of Yaakov Avinu, gave me my vav back, and my name became Eliyahu. That's a whole story. I'll tell it sometime too. So I'm an Eliyahu. I got to do it. We're doing it, I hope. I was just at the kever of the holy Orach Chaim today, and Orach Chaim basically let me know, do it, brother. If you don't have the koach to write it all down because it's an ocean, start speaking. That's what we're going to do. Use your voice. Singing, speaking, shiru lo, zamaru lo, sikur v'chol, niflatav. Sing to him, compose songs to him, God, without form, God of Israel. Sing to him, compose song to him, and speak of all his wonders. Here we go, returning light. Warning. It'll help you get close to God, the returning light, but you want to grow and you're Jewish, you got to learn Shas and Poskim. Okay, the real meat and potatoes. Here we go. But this is sing to him, compose songs to him, speak of all his wonders. That's right, his wonders. Now, I blew my mind after I learned this because I opened up a Chabad Siddur, the Alter Rebbe Siddur, and what I learned there is amazing. The Chabad Siddur has, the 26 Kilo Lem Chastos. 2 minutes. Shtei dakot. The Kilo Lem Chastos, Beseder. Ani mechakel lecha. Kilo Lem Chastos, there's 26. So everyone says, hey, it's Gematria, numerical value, 26. Remember, 13 plus 13 is 26. Of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, God's name, 26. Oh, that's nice, but wow. The Alter Rebbe in the Tehillat Hashem Siddur, Chabad Siddur, and then I noticed again in the Bialer Siddur and the Tefillah Kol Peh, Hashalem, they put a Yud after the first 10. Yud. Then a Hey after the next 5. Then a Vav after the next 6. Then a Hey after the last 5. Oh my gosh, people! The first 10 are basically the stories of Bereshit, just like the Gaon said. And there's a Yud. You finish the Yud. Bereshit connected the Yud. Then the Bakos Bochoros. Then the next 5 are the stories of Shemos, just like the Gaon said. And then David HaMelech has no stories about Vayikra, what happened in Vayikra. There's stories. Come on. You can talk about Nadav and Avihu. You can talk about a lot of things in Vayikra, right? No stories of Vayikra. It's not just Korbanos. There's stories there too, right? Guy picking sticks, this, that, who knows what. No stories. But anyway, there's no letter. No letter to Vayikra. Then we get to the Vav, right? That's Bamidbar, right? So then we start speaking about Bamidbar. Hamoli Hamol Bamidbar, the last 6, the next 6. Then the last 5, Nachal al Yisrael, and about Motzi Lechem and Arts, right? Gives Lechem to all. Wow, that's in the Sefer Devarim. People, David HaMelech knew this, so I just ran on I was at the hotel one day, and Nate's and Reb Shapiro, I think he's Zekan LaBracha, Reb Moshe Shapiro, Kabbalist. I went to him after the sunrise minyan at the hotel. I said, Rabbi Shapiro, look what I realized. And he's like, Then he thought about it a day. And then he said to me, because I wanted to know, did the Vilna Gaon get it from King David? Did he see that in the Tehillim like the Alter Rebbe probably saw it? The Alter Rebbe and the Aller Rebbe? The Chalkot Yoshua? I don't know. Who got it from who? Was it? So he said, Rabbi Moshe Shapiro said, It was a Davar Yadua. It was a known thing, the correlation of the 5 books of Moses, the 4 of the 5 books, to the letters of God's name. Now, what we teach in the Returning Light is that as we read through the books of Moses in the 1-year cycle, which Ezra, the Sofer, created for us, his whole idea was the 1-year cycle, right? Gemara Megillah, Daf Lamed Aleph, right? Made decrees that only fit with the 1-year cycle. What about go back to the 3-year cycle? Well, no, we're progressing to Yimon Mashiach, people. We're progressing. Let's go with the 1-year cycle and see wonders. Learn these classes, see wonders, the wonders of God. And our Gemara says in Sanhedrin that if we didn't receive the Torah from Moshe, it'd be from Ezra. Ezra was that great. The way Ezra set it all up. So we build a new Yud. When we finish Bereshis, the new Yud is in, and then it's New Year's, right? The light's coming down to the regular world, the non-Jewish world. They can say a new light has reached to this world as we're entering Shemos. And as we enter Shemos, it's going into 3 weeks of Mitzrayim, which parallel the 17th of Tammuz, right? 17th of Tevet, 17th of Tammuz, 3 weeks of Bein HaMitzarim. Okay, that's getting complicated. We're not going to go there. So we just need to know very clearly that with the Yud and the Hey, God created the beyond, with the Yud the beyond, with the Hey this world, going into this world. Now, I want you to know that I grew up in the Rova HaYudi, grew up really spiritually here, and Safad is my graduate school, I guess. Here we are. I'm going to be cruising up to Safad soon, back up. The 4 holy cities also correlate to Yud Kei Vav Kei. Safat's the Yud, Tiberias the Hey, Yud Hey, going down into this world. No churches in Safad, it's a beyond. Then going into Tiberias, got all that. Then the Vav, heaven to earth, is Jerusalem. And then earth is Hebron, of course, that's the Hey. The Jewish land is a Vav, Vav Hey, Hebron. Go to Safat, you feel like you've gone to the beyond, right? Now, growing up in the Rova, there was a great rabbi here called Rabbi Brandwein. So he teaches Ashlag Kabbalah. According to Ashlag Kabbalah, they want to use all 5 books of Moses to correlate to the 4 letters of God's name. So the Yud has a Keter. So they want to say Bereshis is a Keter. So it didn't go well with me. Well, who am I to argue with Rabbi Ashlag in the Zohar? I mean, but a very humble person, Rabbi Brandwein, he listened to me and he agreed with me. And we came to a compromise. He agreed with me that Bereshis is the Yud and Shemos is a Hey. But what's going on? We're going to learn in our next class. The first 7 parshiot of Bereshis correlate to beyond the Yud, the Keter, building Keter. Once you get to the 7th parsha, we're parallel, that's Vav Kislev. That's parsha, the 7th parsha is Vayitze Yaakov Beersheba, parallel Matan Torah. It's when we begin the Yud. And the last couple parshiot filling in the Yud. The Yud is very tiny. It doesn't take many parshiot. But the beyond is a whole Elul, Rosh Hashanah. Listen to my first class, which is just called The Basics of the Returning Light. Okay, people. I love everybody. Again, a little review. Sefer Bereshis correlates to the Yud of God's name and Yechida. Shemos, Vehei, and Chaya. Vayikra has no letter of Yud Kei Vav Kei, correlates to Neshama. It can change. Mishaneh. Bamidbar correlates to the Vav of God's name. How does this work? Here we go.